What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Is It Really Possible? This time we're diving into It, because It Chapter 2 just came out. Speaking of which, before we dive into things, our review of It Chapter 2, spoiler-filled review and discussion, is available right now on our podcast, Make Every Death Count, which is available anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can also just follow the link in the description. Also, friendly reminder, we do have a membership program. For as low as $2 a month, you can directly support the channel, and ultimately that keeps the channel alive. And you get a lot of exclusive rewards along the way, too. So it's good to, you win, I win, everybody wins. So if you're interested, check it out. Click that join button below or follow the top link in the description. Let's freaking do this. This one's been requested for a while. And the reason we kind of been putting it off is, one, we knew the sequel was coming. Yeah. All right, you know, take advantage of the situation. And there's not much you could do. So is it possible? Yeah. Yeah, an It video game is definitely possible. In a multiplayer format, which is what most people watching us are probably seeking, because of things like Friday the 13th and Dead by Daylight and last year The Nightmare, things like that, I don't think it fits very well in that format.
No, the only way it would work is if it was basically Deceit. Literally just reskin Deceit, where you can turn into Pennywise instead of a fucking monster.
Yeah. You could, because Deceit, basically you literally would just be able to disguise yourself as a survivor, and you can lie to those around you saying you're being deceitful. Yeah. Get it? You're being deceitful, and you're trying to not be found as this killer. And then if you do, you come out and kill people, you are Pennywise. Sure, that format could work.
That's it, though.
Yeah, it would be very simplistic. And, you know, the thing is, it has been very consistent, and it derives from a book, and there's only that story to be told. The thing is, that story is unbelievably long, so there's a lot to run with in terms of a story. And now that we see the return of Telltale, that could be a good place to go in terms of an It video game.
I mean, yeah, you have hours of story. I mean, even longer than the miniseries or longer than the two movies. Yeah. Even just playing through those scenarios. And I think it'd probably be best to just take it from the book, which is most closely reflected in the remakes.
Yeah, I think, you know, we've already heard, what's his name? The director, Andy Muschietti?
Yes.
He's already talked about, like, there's enough lore established now that there could be an It Chapter 3. Don't do that. If you're going to try to expand some, do it in, like, a video game format or something like a comic format even. Don't ruin this small franchise that you already created. Yes. Which is making I get it, it's making a lot of money. It is. I mean, it just opened up at $185 million, was still a day to go in the box office. I mean, wild. That is a lot of money, not only for a horror film, but for an R-rated film. Yes. So, yeah, I get it. It's making money, but let's not ruin it. Let's not ruin it. Yeah. Yeah, I think in a Telltale format, it works because you have so many characters that you care about in this story, including both as children and adults. There's a lot you can run with in terms of that storytelling format, but also, we always say it for games like this, but Until Dawn, now I can say Man of Medan. A Man of Medan format would actually make sense because you can go from character to character. Yes. You're able to play as them, make choices that would change the outcome.
And go back and forth between adults and kids. Yeah. Seamlessly, like It Chapter 2 did.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd want to see. It'd be cool to be able to literally, because, yeah, with the way Chapter 2 does, where it goes back and forth between seeing the kids and seeing the adults as they follow through their stories, you could literally do that format. Yeah. Where anytime they use, maybe you could even, like, I don't know if you'd want to start as adults, but you could, theoretically, you could start as an adult, and then every time there's a flashback, you play through that flashback as the kids. Yeah, and you can tell the story of little Derry, Maine.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm in for that. The question is, you know, like, because people are gonna want to play as Pennywise, and people are gonna want to experience that. Can you do that in a story-based format like that? I mean, what goal is there? Because you don't want to kill the kids at the same time either.
I mean, especially within Chapter 2, you get, like, the backstory. He came to America and was the clown, and then you even see him, like, putting on the makeup. You could go through that. I don't know what changed in him, really, if he was just a normal guy or not. Maybe that's what Andy Muschietti was talking about with expanding, doing a prequel or whatever. Like, get a little bit more of an origin with Pennywise.
Yeah, theoretically.
The man, not the clown.
You could. Because they run in the remake, they run a very like a demon type of cult vibe going on with this whole Pennywise lore, which is like that's why Muschietti was saying that they could run with that and establish more with it. But yeah, I could see that just. I just don't think it would really work in a multiplayer format in general. I don't think you can exactly just say, hey, Pennywise, here's 4 survivors, go kill them. You could do some crazy things, but it just doesn't really fit the lore. And the only way you're going to be able to do that, truly, the only point of doing something like that is just put him in Dead by Daylight. And usually I would never say that. I think characters like this deserve their own game, but I really don't think a multiplayer game...
standalone.
Yeah, I don't think it would be able to work.
No.
Throw him into Dead by Daylight, and then if you're going to make an in-video game, do a single-player format, a story format that allows you to go back and forth between being the adults of Derry and then being the children as well.
And maybe even throw in some Pennywise gameplay in there.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do it. I think that would be the trickiest part. Like, I don't know how you can... Because that's one thing that's nice about it. You do root for the kids, man. Like, you want them to survive.
Right.
Like, it hurts when you see someone die in those films, right? So, yeah, I can't... You don't even want to, even if you were Pennywise and your goal was to kill somebody, unless you're killing somebody like Bauer, like you're killing an asshole or something, which maybe you could do. Maybe that could be like his flashback scene or just things like that. I don't know.
Flash forward.
Yeah, even in like a Layers of Fear type of format or a Blair Witch format, just done better. I think that would kind of work too. If you are being stuck alone in an environment where Pennywise has full control, it's pretty scary.
Right, and then you get to know your character's fears, and then oh shit, now they're showing up in front of your eyes.
Yeah,
in a sewer or wherever.
Yeah, and it's kind of like The Thing, which is how like if you were to do a Thing video game, which maybe someday we'll dive into, Deceit's kind of the way to run with that as well. Never knowing what's what in things like this is really key to making a video game scary. Why it would work so well in that story-based format. That's why I said Layers of Fear, because you're just walking and exploring the town of Derry and things like that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things you can do with that. We saw it all over in Chapter 2, where something gets moved and there's a jump scare and blah, that works better in a video game because you can't really make fun of jump scares in a video game.
That'd be interesting. You're literally walking the streets, going into the different shops, the arcade, different houses, different streets, and
maybe it picks up 27 years later after it Chapter 2, and they didn't kill him.
And then at the very end, you find out that you're actually related to one of the...
You're Georgie the whole time.
You were Georgie the whole time.
Run with it. I don't know. If you were not going to use the characters that we already know from the Losers Club, I think being alone like that, maybe you're like a investigative journalist, like you could be something like that.
Yeah, like in Blair, or kind of like Blair Witch. You're alone. Yeah,
like that. That just like in a video game format, that's just scarier. You can't do anything. You can't rely on anybody. Even, honest to God, even having like an AI on your back, even the dog in Blair Witch is just enough to make you feel a little bit better. And there's a reason you can separate it from your dog from time to time. Because it's scary.
Or you go through the story, it's you and an AI person, and you're going through all this, and then it turns out they were Pennywise the whole time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just spoiled the ending.
I just spoiled...
Yeah, I definitely think single player would be the way to go. And you could get solid 8 hours of gameplay story, and then pull in Muschietti and his ideas.
Pull in Stephen King,
of course. Like that's just a given. But like his whatever he wants to do for a third movie, don't do the third movie. Make it into a video game. Make an It video game a spiritual successor.
Yeah,
to the It franchise, and the It remake franchise.
Yeah, kind of like how well. Never mind, it's a bad example.
You were gonna say Ghostbusters?
Yeah, but just ignore that.
I mean,
it's kind of a good example. But,
I mean, yeah, a lot of people see it that way.
Yeah, actually. Like it's the real Ghostbusters 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm for it. I had something else to say, but I totally forgot what it was. Dang it. Oh yeah, but Telltale has proven, like when we saw with the Batman Telltale game, that they can kind of not be as I don't know, childlike.
Yeah.
They have the ability to do combat and make it cool and interesting. I mean, if you look at what's that game? The Wolf one.
Wolf Among Us?
Is that what it is? That sounds right. That game is like fucking beloved from Telltale. If I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure that is what it is. I never played it. I'm guilty.
Otherwise, if you're not going a combat route and you're going a runaway route, Bloober.
Yeah.
I feel like Bloober would, they definitely have suspense down. And especially in Layers of Fear 2, where you can literally look at something, do a 360, and it's changed, and now you're in a completely different place.
Yeah, that shit's messed up.
Yeah, that's
Which is something Pennywise would do.
Exactly, that's what Pennywise would do. So I mean, that's just another option for another developer. But I mean, take the flaws of Blair Witch and even Layers of Fear and Layers of Fear 2, and make it scary. Make Pennywise terrifying.
You know where I think Blair Witch actually kind of fails, and I hate to actually say another good thing about Gun here, so everyone won't yell at me, but like, I think because Xbox was a publisher there, and like they don't have a lot of horror lore in their brains going on. Like they try to run with the remake or not, well, sequel remake kinda from like 2016 Blair Witch and run with that lore more. I think that's kind of where they miss. So you need a publisher. It doesn't have to be Gun. I don't really fucking care what it is, but somebody that actually knows it, has read the book, has seen not only the new remakes but the original miniseries as well.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're gonna make it good.
Yes.
Don't just put a clown in there that looks like Pennywise and hope for the best. We want Easter eggs. All right, I want to see every detail possible. I want to see the bicycles. I want like everything. And also, Bill Skarsgård has to do the voice for Pennywise,
please.
And if there's motion capture, do that too, even though it might not be necessary.
Maybe at least just his face to get the different facial expressions going. The eyes. These are the eyes of clown.
Indeed. Yeah, that's our thoughts though. Let us know yours in the comments below. I definitely think it could work. I don't know if that multiplayer format works as well. I don't know. But that's going to wrap today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you next time.